Hey everybody, welcome back to That's Some Idea. I'm Erica. If you can hear the sort of nasally sound of my voice, I am recovering from a crazy viral cold. A cold that literally just stayed right here in the center of my face for a week and a half. And then decided that, you know what? You're good with your nose, but you haven't coughed enough. So now I have this lingering cough. If I speak for very long amounts of time and I don't take a swig of something, so I'm going to be sipping on some green tea and honey and lemon while I talk to you guys. I have another Marty.com and the Marty app haul today. It's been sitting over in the corner for a week because I just have not had the energy to get up and film. And I did film last week one of my imperfect food orders that I get, and my voice was just not there. So I've kind of been waiting to sound a little bit more normal before I started filming again. But this haul has a little bit of everything. We're gonna do drinks, snacks, we've got some more pantry items, and then I sort of went ham on some beauty items that I was excited for. And I also brought my laptop with me because I wanted to pull up some of the prices, just so you guys could see. I know some of the bigger box items I have multiples in them. So I wanted you to understand kind of what kind of bargain I was getting when I purchased these items. So without further ado, let's get into this haul. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do come hang out. I promise I'll be a little bit better about posting now that I am not so sick right here in the center of my face with a cold. I'm going to do another haul this week. I'm going to do a snack bin update for my kids. I've mentioned that before. We have a bin that our kids can go and snack and pick snacks out of. So I'm going to do a big haul of what I've gotten to fill that snack bin. And then next week is the first week of April, and come back around because I am planning to do garden week. And I've mentioned on a previous haul, I am not your average gardener. I am a fairy garden, rock garden kind of person, and I've gotten a lot of goodies for both my fairy garden and my rock garden, and I'm super excited to show those for you guys. So come back around for the remainder of this week and then into next week, and I'll be excited to share some things with you all. But let's get into this haul. I'm trying not to edit, but we'll see what happens, especially, unfortunately, if a coughing fit happens, so bear with me. All right, I'm gonna set that right there and hope that it does not fall. So catch me if it does through the screen. Okay, let's get into some drinks. So we're gonna start out with my children. I saw the Plessy Tropical Fruit Punch. My kids love to snack on juices. I know I've said that before. This is an 8 count. And for this pack of fruit juice, I paid $2.99 for 8 of them. So got one of those. And then, without further ado, again, an oldie but a goodie, I grabbed another one of the Clearly Canadian. This time I grabbed the Citrus Medley. 0 sugar, 0 calories. I can have more than one, and I can curb my Diet Coke addiction. This was $4.99 for 6. As well as another of the Clearly Canadian 0 sugar, 0 calories of the Tropical Splash, $4.99 for 6. And then I splurged a little this week, also because I knew that sickness was coming when I purchased this. And then it just sort of hit me like a freight train, which it normally does when you get sick. But I did purchase a 15 count of the strawberry matcha tea, and these are drop teas. So this is a bagless tea. It's pressed into drops and it dissolves in seconds. So if you have, a tea boiler, either on your stove or the electric kettles, you can drop these into a cup, pour the boiling water over, and let it dissolve. I'm always a big fan, and RIP, Dame Maggie Smith, she always did the joke of tea is an herb, and it only comes back to life after you pour boiling water over it, not tepid water. So I always remember that when I'm putting tea in. And for this 15 pack of these drops, I ended up paying $7.99. One, because it's matcha. Matcha tends to be a little bit more, and it was sort of more of a luxury item for me, but I was excited to give that a try. Again, on my tea sort of escapade, I did find the French brand Bon Maman. This is loose leaf tea, and this is their Vitality tea. And I'm going to be sipping on this for a while as I recover from my crazy cold. And inside here was peppermint, hibiscus, rosehip, licorice, and marigold. And I have, several tea infusers that I can utilize for this. And this, I believe, let me just scroll back up so I can show you how much I got for this one. This was $3.89 for this pack. And the other Bon Maman herbal tea I got was their Sweet Delight. And this was also $3.99. This is, again, loose leaf. This is apple, cinnamon, elderflower, and lemon and stevia. So, again, something really nice to try. And I'll kind of throw that up there so you can see them. I'll also bring the other Bon Maman up there so you can kind of see what those look like. Really nice. As well as if you're thinking about doing any sort of gift basket. Easter's coming around. If you have an older crowd that still likes to do Easter baskets, really nice find for an Easter basket. Put a really pretty tea mug in and gift that. Or even Mother's Day's coming up too, something to tuck away and think about with a teacup for your mom, your aunt, grandma, your sister, sisters-in-laws, so mother-in-laws, all kinds of different things to think about with those. Also, in that same vein of tea, I grabbed a box of the La Medina brown sugar cubes. Brown sugar cubes are great to just drop into tea, great to drop into coffee. And if you are someone like me that loves to do sort of a really nice tea setup and place them, the sugar cubes, in the sugar cube holder, and you have your tea set in place. Super cool find to have and to store away, especially with thoughts of like Mother's Day coming up. So I did grab that, and this box was, let me grab that. Is it at the bottom? $3.49. So steal on that. Okay. That is everything in sort of the drink aisle. Let's move on to snacks. I got several things, and I got sort of boxes in multiples because that's how they were selling them. I did grab a pack of the 12 sticks of the smoked turkey snacks. These are great for car rides. These are great on the go, stick in your purse when you are, swimming practice, ball practice, all of those kinds of things. Just a quick energy. So there's 12 in here. I did say 12. Yes, there's 12. And this one ended up being, I was like flipping through it because it's not on. This ended up being $7.29 for the 12. I got, this is a plant-powered fruit snack with nuts based, so like hazelnut and almonds, peanuts, cashews, and this is in the flavor of caramel and chocolate and peanut butter. And there are 8 in the pack. And I grabbed these for on the go practice, traveling. I have a lot of traveling that's coming up that I'm going to be doing. And these are kinds of things that are really nice to, just stick in the bags, or to create, like a oversized, snack bag for the car ride. You can never be too prepared when you're in the car. So they were selling actually the whole box of 8 for all of them. So I thought that was a really great find for me, just as I'm getting ready to do some traveling. And That ended up being $9.99 for the box. So not too bad for the whole thing when there's 8 in there, and you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do as you go on the road. And then another item that I had to grab for the whole box, my kids have really gotten into these. They like having them after school. This is the Nature Valley. These are their peanut butter and chocolate wafer bars. And then there are, how many are in here? Let me just, my order will tell me. As I try to find it. There were 12 in the box, and this was $7.99. And these are individually wrapped, as I will throw them up on the screen. You can kind of see, they're just wafer bars with chocolate and peanut butter and nuts. Really, really nice. And then there's oatmeal on the top of it. So this is a really great snack item for my kids. Again, snack bin. So grabbed a box of those. I also grabbed 2 bags of these. These are the Tiny Bites. These are like sort of like small wafer ice cream cones that are filled with Belgian white chocolate. And I am a sucker for these. And again, with some of the traveling that I have coming up, these are great to just throw into a big snack bag for car rides. As well as for myself, and I will have to hide these too. I know I've mentioned that. There's lots of people in this house that love to find my snacks, so I'll have to hide those. And these ended up being, these weren't that expensive. These ended up being $4.49 a piece. So not bad for Belgian chocolate, if you ask me. Another thing I grabbed, which I was intrigued by, this is called Small Batch Charcuterie Snack Mix. And it's made with almonds and real cheese. And it looks like there's peanuts, there's pumpkin seeds, there's all kinds of things in here. There's vegetable chips, all kinds of sort of like, nuts and little things to snack on, and something really cool to put like in a small bowl if you're doing a charcuterie board. With Easter, with Mother's Day, Father's Day, things coming up like that, you can just, sort of take a cup and dip in and put it onto your charcuterie board. So I grabbed one of those, and this ended up being $3.99 for the bag. And then the last thing in the snack aisle that I got, or the snack section, it's a website, Erica. The last thing that I got in the snack section was for my husband to put into his Easter basket. My husband loves Danish butter cookies. Just an absolute sucker for them. So they had a box of just a full set of the different premium butter cookies. So I grabbed him a box of those to put into his Easter basket, and this was $3.99 for the box. So great steal for that. Okay, let's move into some pantry items. I did end up finding, I know I had said earlier, when it comes to jellies and jams, I am not a typical lover of grape jelly or jam. I tend to love more of like strawberry and blueberry and apricot jam or jelly. And they just so happen to have the Bon Maman apricot fruit jelly spread. And I was so excited. So I picked that up. I picked it up from the Marty.com for $3.99, which is actually a steal, because I know in my grocery stores these are like almost $6 for the can, so for the glass jar. So was super excited for that for myself. And I also grabbed, again, for my husband. My husband loves butternut squash soup, so I got a glass jar of the Rouse slow simmer butternut squash soup for him to try. And this ended up being, I can go back and find it. This ended up being $3.99. Again, not bad for Rouse. Excited for that. I also grabbed for at home, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to make them into muffins or if I'm going to make them into a loaf, but I got the Kodiak protein packed banana quick bread mix. I was super excited to see this. I love banana bread. I also love banana muffins. So I'm torn. I might have to, you know, take a poll with my children to see, do we want muffins or do we want an actual like bread slice with butter to do with this? So grabbed a box of that, and that was $3.99 for the box, Kodiak. I also got for my pantry, these were great. I saw these and ordered 3 of them, especially for soups. Or other, you know, sort of dishes. These are the organic low sodium cannelli beans. And they're prepackaged in this sort of, instead of a can, they're in this, you know, box ready-made mix. And then I got, like I said, I got 3 of these, just to add to soups. These were $2.29 per box. So I thought that was a steal, especially for cannelli beans. Super great. And then I also grabbed a bottle of Italica virgin olive oil. You can never have too much olive oil. Olive oil is wonderful as a staple in your pantry. You can use it for all kinds of things, for roasting, for lining your pans, just a really great healthy alternative. This was $9.99 for the bottle. This is first cold press. If anybody, you know, is looking for, you know, different kinds of olive oils. So was excited to have that to add to my pantry. And the last thing in the pantry item was another box of multiples items for me. This was the plant-based Miracle Noodles Pad Thai Ready Mix. I love Pad Thai. My husband loves Pad Thai. These are wonderful for quick lunches, quick dinners when everybody's moving around. And you can either microwave them or you can stovetop them. There were 6 in the box. Like I said, multiples. So 6 of these on the Marty app ended up being for me. Just scroll up. They ended up being $14.99 for the whole container. And if you think about it, since there's 6, that's like $2 and some change per pack. If you were buying them, you know, at the store, just, you know, by the pack. So I was excited for that find with Marty.com. So that's everything on the pantry side of things. Let me pause for a quick tea break. Let me know, has everybody else gotten this crazy viral cold that's going around? It just took me out. I don't even know. Oh, there we go. And I put lemon in my tea just to give me a little bit of a zing when it happens. Because you can hear my voice when I talk. It starts to crack a little bit because I'm still getting over everything. Okay, and then the last section that I'll move into are I had one home item and then we'll go into some of the beauty items. I grabbed another one of these. I thought these were great. This has been working really well in my kitchen. I believe this was either on the first or second Marty.com and Marty app purchase that I made. Each of these lasts 90 days. So you get 90 days, 90 days. And I had a 2-pack previously and it's been working really well. So I grabbed another one just to have in, you know, my stash that I can continue to kind of keep putting in my fridge and keep deodorizing. And then this was, if I can find it as I scroll, this was $4.99 for both of them. So great find. And it's a repurchase for me. So that was a good steal. Okay, we're gonna move into beauty. I grabbed several things for myself that just were amazing prices and amazing things to have in your beauty stash. The first thing I grabbed was the Cetaphil Healthy Renew Day Cream Broad Spectrum SPF 30. And this is with purified peptides. This was $11.99. And I was super excited for this. I don't go outside without an SPF 30 moisturizer on my face. Just, you know, even in the winter, even when it's overcast, there are, you know, you're still dealing with, you know, UVA and UVB rays. So it's always really important to just make sure that you have minimally, some sort of SPF on your face, and you can usually get it in moisturizer. And I was super excited to find this Cetaphil. So I grabbed one of those for myself to put into my beauty stash. Again, $11.99 for that. And then I grabbed, I know I've grabbed from the Marty.com, the Marty app, I've grabbed lip scrubs before, and I've shared that with you all. But this time I also grabbed the Andalou 1000 Roses Lip Sleeping Mask. The weather's still very dry here, so having something at night to just help protect my lips is super great. So I grabbed one of these, and this ended up being $4.99 for the lips, for the lip mask, which is great. I'm not sure how much this compares to Laneige, but I do know that rose petals are super great for softening and protecting, so was excited to find that, and I'll bring that up real close so you can see it, the Andalou 1000 Roses Lip Sleeping Mask, just like that. Another thing I grabbed, I just grabbed one to try. This was the Nature Inspired Botanicals. This is called Shine Away with Willow Bark, and it is a face mask. It's a sheet mask, and it is the mattifying sheet mask for oily and combination skin, which is definitely something that I have. And I'll throw that up there so you can see it. And you can also see that it comes around your ear. So if you are someone that likes to put on a face mask and you're doing other things, or it's hard to sometimes sit there for 20 minutes when you want to go do something, having the wrap around your ears was really cool to find. So I was excited about that. And this mask ended up being, let me grab it. Where is it? This mask ended up being $2.99. So super cool find, just to try, see if it works. I also grabbed two of these. These are the Believe Beauty exfoliating pads. They are infused with glycolic acid and salicylic acid. And it's a exfoliating pad for clearer, smoother looks without the dry and the alcohol. Usually, when you have, a toner or something like that, or an astringent that you're using on your face, you want to try to steer clear of alcohol, just so that it doesn't dry you out, and start looking for more things, that have, different kinds of substances that aren't the alcohol. I know Thayer's does a really great toner and exfoliating pads. So I try to look for that kind of stuff for my face, just so that it doesn't dry it out or produces more oil. So I grabbed two of these, and these ended up being 99 cents per pack. So great, easy to use. Throw these in your travel case when you're going. So I thought that was a great steal. And then the last thing in my Marty haul, before I share my cute little find, because I didn't have anywhere to put it, but I wanted to share it with you. The last thing I found was Future Wise Moisture Locking Slug Balm. And this is usually used for nighttime for extreme moisture locking, especially if you're using, your retinols and then you're trying to moisturize over the top. I thought this was a steal for moisture locking slug balm, and this cost me $8.99. So not a bad price when it probably generally goes for much more than that, and easy to keep in my beauty repertoire of what I'm doing at nighttime. So I did grab one of those. You can see Future Wise Slug Balm. So was super excited to find that. And that is everything that I grabbed from the Marty.com and the Marty app. Was super excited to share with you all. I was at the grocery store the other day, obviously because I was trying to load up on vitamin C and load up, on medicines for myself, getting myself some NyQuil just to go to sleep at night with that, crazy viral cold. And I ended up seeing this in my local grocery store, and I said, you know what? It's springtime. This is super cute, and I want it. It was $5.99. And it's this little Hello Sunshine coffee and tea mug. And I was super excited. It's shaped like a flower pot. It had daisies all over it. This is, which made me really happy, was it's microwave safe and it's dishwasher safe. So I don't have to worry about loading my dishwasher and then hand washing. So I picked that up on a whim because I wasn't feeling good and I needed to cheer myself up. So grab that as well. That is everything. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but if you have not checked out themarty.com, the Marty app, I strongly suggest you do. You can find some wonderful things at some really great prices. Again, if you haven't subscribed, stick around, come hang out, subscribe, hit the bell, and get notified when I upload. I've got lots of things coming. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you all in the next go around.